webinar. We are excited and grateful that you're here with us tonight. Now, as Sarah alluded to, we're going to really focus on keeping this webinar short, keeping it short on hype. We're hoping that this new business model will resonate with you as you hear the points of innovation that we've thought through and brought to the marketplace. Now, as you're here tonight, many of you are brand new looking at this. In other words, this is the very first exposure or time that you've had a chance to review our new business. We'd like to offer a special welcome to you. We will keep this moving along and walk you through some of the kind of key innovations of what we saw in the marketplace and some places that we felt like we could disrupt. Modere is a lifestyle essentials brand. We basically feel like there's a better way to do what people are doing every single day. And the way that we decided to build this brand was based on three kind of key concepts: transformation, disruption, and conversion. Modere is not a startup company. In fact, Modere is the transformation of a 26-year-old, $300 million corporation. This company sold over $4 billion worth of products from 4 major categories in 40 different countries around the globe. And when we came in, I came in originally in a consulting role to help see if we could transform this business and take it to a whole new level. And as we did that, we were kind of focused on not just coming out with the next, kind of iteration of the same thing. We were focused on truly disrupting our current space and therefore the marketplace by coming out with innovations that when people heard, they really resonated with. And that led us to the word convergence. Now, in this next little section, I'm going to walk you through 3 massive trends that we identified and how we felt like there was a convergence by converging these 3 trends together, we could put together a very disruptive new business. Innovation, as you folks know on the call, it happens or it takes place when you connect dots that have never been connected before. Now, the first 2 points, again, I told you there's 3. The first 2 are things that you already know. And I want to walk you through these very simply here. The first is what I call consumer packaged goods. Folks, this is very simply products that you're using every single day and you have been your entire life. Now, I'm going to share with you a couple. We're launching in September 75 different category leading products. And I'm only going to highlight just a couple of them here, but I wanted to see if I could make a couple points about the size of the market. As an entrepreneur, you want to, kind of size out your market, get clear on how big it is and how big of an opportunity it is to be able to go penetrate that market. Let me start with hand soap. And if you're on the call thinking, I'm not going to sell hand soap, hey, listen, I understand. But let me walk you through what's going on in the marketplace with just even hand soap. There's a newer company called Method. Method wanted to sell non-toxic hand soap. They just launched a couple years ago. And here's what their innovation was. They hired a guy named Kareem Rashid, who's one of the top designers. He does buildings, he does restaurants, libraries, etc. He's a really fantastic designer. And Kareem Rashid came in, was paid by Method to help them to develop really beautiful looking, really beautifully designed hand soap. They, since that time, have built a $100 million plus company in the last couple of years based on hand soap, if you can imagine. The next example would be these laundry pods. Laundry soap in the United States is a $5.4 billion marketplace. It's a huge business. Tide in January of this year launched these laundry pods, and in the first number of months of this year have sold over $500 million worth of laundry pods. And again, you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to sell laundry. That's okay. That's okay. I'm trying to illustrate we're now at 2 products of the 75 that we're going to launch that represent massive, massive, significant opportunity that's already taking place. The third would be personal care products. This is one of the fastest growing segments in the United States population is personal care products. Our products will own design, will own beauty, will also own the non-toxic and healthy and safe ingredient product paradigm. We also have massive credibility in the fitness, weight loss, and nutrition categories. Health and wellness in the United States is projected by most economists and well-known business professors and so on to be the next trillion-dollar industry is the health and wellness industry. That's an industry that we will have massive credibility in as well as we roll this out. So we have 4 massive categories of products that are products that people are used to consuming on a daily basis. So that's number 1, consumer packaged goods. That was one of the convergence that we saw happening. The second convergence is the industry or the profession of network marketing or direct sales. Now, if you're on this call and you hear the words network marketing and it doesn't sit right with you, in other words, you have kind of a negative connotation, that's okay. None of us are going to argue that it's not an industry that works. In other words, it's a $30 billion plus industry in the U.S. It's a big business. And if you look at the landscape of companies that would look somewhat similar to ours with 300 plus products, you would look at, for example, a company like an Amway, And most of us on the call have heard that name Amway before. Amway has a large product line. They do $1 billion per month in revenue. You look at a company like a Modere. Modere has a very vast product line. And both of those companies have a pitch that basically says this: hey, you're buying this stuff anyway, buy it from us. That's the basics of their pitch. And so we thought, we could really leverage the large product line as well to be able to build a fantastic business, because here's the unique thing about vast product lines. If you can market those properly, that's where all the true residual income lies. And the reason I say that is you can pull in a large amount of customers. Modere to the tune of $100 million a month in revenue. Amway to the tune of $1 billion a month in revenue. Those, the biggest models in that space of network marketing, are vast product line, product consumer models. Now, again, we've now covered two of the three. We covered consumer packaged goods, products you and I are buying every single day. We covered the network marketing space. It's a space that we all know. This next part is something that a lot of us may not know, but is absolutely where the opportunity lies. At this point of this webinar is where I hope that your ears will perk up, and you'll say, show me what the disruption is, and you're about to see it right here. This is the fastest growing segment of the retail space in the United States, and it's what we call pure play e-commerce. It's pure play social shopping. Let me tell you just a couple quick stories about these companies. Again, we've heard of Procter & Gamble. We've heard of Amway. Most of us have never heard of Gilt.com. Gilt is a 6-year-old company. It was launched by two ladies. What they did is they leveraged every dollar they had. They built this website. Basically what the website would do is it would attract customers, and it would help to retain the customers, meaning the customers would be continue to be marketed to once they had them in their system. And then it would also multiply customers. In other words, in a very natural way, customers would be incentivized to share. And as we all know on the phone, social sharing is the new norm. Social sharing meaning liking on Facebook, favoriting on Twitter, pinning on Pinterest. That is the new norm, sharing with our friends. What these two gals did, they launched their website. They sent out invitations to their family and friends. Their entire marketing campaign was based on word of mouth. They literally did no commercials, no TV. They did no radio spots. They did no internet marketing. They literally based the entire thing on family and friends. They launched their site. They started stressing out because no one was coming to the site. And finally, at 9:06 a.m., a family from Wisconsin made their first purchase on their new site called Gilt. Since that time, they added, in the next 6 years, they added 6 million customers to this new site. All of those customers coming via word of mouth. In fact, myself, I was introduced to Gilt from a friend. We were at lunch one day, and I told him how sharp he always looked, and that's how I was first introduced to Gilt.com. Since that time, I've bought, for example, a suit from Gilt. So it's not products that you necessarily need to buy. They did a very nice job with design and e-commerce on their both website and as well as their app. The next example I'm going to share with you is One Kings Lane. Again, most people on the call have probably never even heard of One Kings Lane before. This, like Gilt, is a membership-driven site. They launched 5 years ago, and in the last 5 years have put in 6 million customers. Folks, that's an average of approximately 1.25 million customers joining their company, joining their site as a member within the last 5 years. That's an average of 143 customers an hour coming to their site. They have a trajectory that rivals Amazon's growth as well as Zappos' growth. And listen to this, 75% of their sales come from repeat consumers. Now, so if you're looking to build a true residual income, this is simple economics. The way you build true residual income is by repeat customers. 75% of the $300 million they're generating this year in sales comes from repeat customers. In other words, they get customers, they know how to retain them, and then they know how to have those customers talk to more customers for them. The next quick example would be Fab. This one's even more exaggerated than the last two. Fab has been in business for 2 years, and Fab has 4 million customers. In fact, last month alone, they added 500,000 customers. Can you imagine those numbers? Again, it's a membership-only site. People told Gilt that it would be e-commerce suicide to have people create a membership before they shop. That is the new norm, and it's the space, it's the white space, it's the blue ocean that no one's capitalized by connecting those three converging markets of consumer packaged goods, the network marketing profession of creating an army of people who are out talking and promoting and being paid to talk about your brand. And then the third thing is this social shopping, this new era of retail. The last one I quickly want to share is called Wanilo. Wanilo stands for want, need, love. Let me share this with you real quick. 3 years ago, they launched this site. They have 6 million users. Now, I want to point something out on Wanillo. They don't sell anything on their site. So it's a super important thing when you're going to understand the power of what Modere is going to be to the marketplace. What Wanillo is it has 3 C's, and you want to write these down: community, culture, and content. Community, culture, content. What these guys did is they build a site where people come because they enjoy the community, they love the culture of the site, they love to be able to share and learn, and they love the content. So when you go to modere.com, as we continue to build out this platform, it won't be a place of, if you're going to create, remember we talked about how Modere is a lifestyle brand. If you're going to create a lifestyle brand, it can't be somewhere people only go to shop. They have to go there. Like, for example, Facebook. People will go to Facebook or Twitter or some of their social marketing sites for the community and for the content. The same thing will be true of Modere. We are a company that believes in creating 10 million healthy homes in the next couple of years in the United States. Well, a healthy home is people who are healthy, like physically, it's like they're healthy with their finances, they're healthy with a clean, healthy living environment, they have a non-toxic living environment. So folks, we'll have content as we continue to build up the platform of modere.com that will address all of those critical issues through blogs, through user-generated content, through information that people can come on and share videos, and so on, to be able to share this content, this community, and this culture with people that they care about. Again, numbers don't lie. We live in an interesting economy. When people talk about, social e-commerce, and particularly online e-commerce, what they think of is, for example, like an Amazon.com, which certainly is the big dog. But Amazon.com, I like to point out to folks, is a 20-plus-year-old business. This is not a startup company. Zappos, who was purchased by Amazon, is 10-plus years old. What's happening is the new era of retail is hitting the marketplace in droves right now, and it's some of the sites that we just looked at, the One Kings Lane, the Zulily, etc. That's where all the marketplace, that's where all the market space lives. And again, by connecting products you're used to buying anyway, which are consumer packaged goods, by connecting the power of what network marketing does. What network marketing does is it builds an army of what I'll call social marketers. Simply this: people that know how to talk to other people. They don't only talk via social media, they talk to just their friends and their neighbors, and they're compensated to do so. And then it leverages the power of new era retail. I'm going to encourage you just for a couple minutes here to shift the way that you think. So let me share this. If you've been involved in the network marketing profession, let me see if I can share this with you. Most people in network marketing say customers are, they're a waste of your time. They ask silly questions. They never duplicate. That customers are something you want to almost stay away from. All you want is business people. Folks, I'm going to encourage you to shift out of that type of thinking, and you'll see additionally why here as we move forward. We have fragmented training. We have fragmented compensation structures. In Modere, to be able to capitalize on this new model, you need to be able to compensate people for doing natural things that they're already doing and that they're already good at. A friend of mine told me recently, he said, Justin, he goes, candidly, I'm not a good networker, he said, but I'm a great social marketer because that's what I know how to do. And so that's what people are being compensated for in Modere. People, things that they're already good at, things they already do in a natural, normal way. And so if they're good at building teams, they can be compensated for that. If they're good at referring the website and referring to modere.com, they'll be compensated for that as well. Let me share this as you're looking at this and you're trying to gauge the opportunity. In other words, you're trying to ask yourself, is this worth my time? That's a fair question, by the way. It's a very fair question for you to be asking, because the chances of you being on this call and not being a very busy, successful person are actually very, very slim. Every one of you on the call, you're business professionals, maybe a network marketing professional, you're someone that's extremely busy with family, with your church, with your work, with your profession. We understand that. So is this worth your while? Good to great. Here's the question I would ask you. If with the market space that we're going after, with the convergence of those three industries, those three movements in the marketplace, if we were to be mediocre, if we were to kind of fumble a lot, like we don't do a good job at execution, folks, we could build the largest network marketing company in history with us fumbling and being mediocre. The team that's been put together at Modere is some of the most highly competent, highly competitive, highly skilled people that have built massive retail brands. Our CMO, for example, and I share this not to name drop at all, but just to share a perspective of background and of history. And again, those of you that have been around your professional career, you know how important getting the right people in the bus are. We just know how important it is to build the right team. Our chief marketing officer is a retail genius. That's what his profession and his career has been. He's not a network marketing guy. He's worked with companies like Aeropostale and Gap and the North Face and Chipotle and Sephora and about 200 others. They would hire him and pay him huge sums of money. And why would they do that? To help build design, brand, and most importantly, customer acquisition and customer experience. So we've hired some of the best in the world that are great at building that mobile customer experience. If we could build a great company, if we could go execute the way that I believe that we all can and build an army of social marketers, I believe we could build one of the largest e-commerce platform, retail platforms that's ever been built. We could do it in the next couple of years, and we could truly disrupt two professions, the network marketing profession and retail. So you ask yourself, is Modere an opportunity that's worth my time? Again, that's only a question that you can answer, but the market space and the innovation that we're coming after is exactly what you would need to be a successful entrepreneur. I want to share a couple things. When Guild, when One Kings Lane, when those companies launched, what part of their time was doing was going out and raising funding. They're trying to fund that new growth and that new business. We are currently a $300 million business with very steady cash flows, very healthy cash flows. That $300 million comes primarily from Japan and Australia, about 99% of it. So our U.S. is completely untapped, completely untouched, and we're able to leverage the power of these massive markets overseas. In Modere, we don't sell luxury. It's not a nice-to-have brand. It's a need-to-have. We actually sell necessity. That goes back to the power of what we started with consumer packaged goods. You say, I don't want to sell soap. What you want is a site that people can buy all the things that they need, and most importantly for Modere, you want a site where people are buying things that they're already buying, but you're providing them a better way, a lifestyle brand to be able to do that. So folks, in business, to stay ahead in business, if you do what everyone else did yesterday, you'll lose. If you do what business is doing today, you'll be competitive. And if you do what you want to do to win in business is do what everyone's going to attempt to be doing tomorrow. And Modere is the new model that other businesses will be chasing. So you say, clearly, what is that new model? We've combined the very best of social marketing. Social marketing is building an army of a network or an army of social marketers, people that are out promoting and building a brand. And you're combining that with the power of new era retail. This year in Forbes magazine, the buzzword was beauty. The buzzword of the year was beauty. And the reason that's so important for Modere is we will own style, we'll own high touch, high tech, we'll own convenience. And when something is beautiful, people become emotionally connected to the brand. And when things become emotional, they become popular. Content, as we talked about, content, community, and culture is the new commerce. People go to sites and purchase not for the product. They go there for the community, the content, and the culture. Shoppers are curators, and referring is becoming the new evangelism. So folks, customers are in fact the new opportunity, the ability to acquire customers. The screen you're looking at now is one of our original renderings of the Modere customer site. So when you send someone to this site, they are having a normal, authentic customer experience. Again, I want to point out with Guild and these One Kings Lane, etc., when they launched these, they were launching it all via word of mouth, and they were launching it still with it was all word of mouth, and they were just hoping that customers would tell word of mouth. When you build an army of social marketers that are sending customers to Modere.com, that are having a completely normal, natural, authentic conversation the same way they're used to, buying products that they already need, that they already want, that's where the real power lies of this new model. Again, we'll own beauty. We'll have beautiful packaging. We'll have beautiful sensory appeal of our products and great technology. And again, our goal is to set out to create a new industry. What is the new industry? It's social marketers with new era retail. The power of this new era of retail combined with the back-end firepower of an army of social marketers. So let me give you just a quick perspective. Our original goal, our initial goal here, is from the day that we launched this business, in the first 12 months, to gather in 1 million customers. Now, for those of you who are business professionals, let that run into your mind. the kind of volume and income that would generate for an army of social marketers. 1 million customers that come to the site and become a customer of Modere. Now, let me point something out. My prior experience in the profession of network marketing, our company put in 1 million distributors, no, not customers, distributors in their first 5 years. Now, why is that important to you? In Modere, we want to build, for every one social marketer that comes into our company, we want to build a base of at least 7 customers. Our real goal is to get each person to where they have 20 retail customers, people that are buying products that they already need, already want from a gorgeous, beautiful site that they can refer very naturally. Our goal is to have at least 7, and we really want to get to 20 customers. So in the next 5 years, let's say we hit numbers similar to what I just came from, which is we have 1 million social marketers that join our business. 1 million social marketers like you and I on the phone. If we average 7 customers each across the board, we'll have built a business with 7 million customers in 5 years. We'll be faster than Guild, who now is a $1 billion business. They went from 0 in sales to $1 billion in sales. What I believe we can do is add an average of, like I said, our high-end goal is 20 customers per social marketer. That means in 5 years, we'd build a business with 20 million customers in addition to 1 million social marketers. Folks, the marketplace, whether you talk about network marketing or retail, they've never seen anything like the numbers that we're discussing right now. So again, is it an opportunity that's worth your time? Absolutely. Now, let me quickly walk you through this. This is just the beginning. In fact, we haven't even launched this business yet. We're going to launch in February of next year. Right now, we are in a pre-revenue early phase of getting this out to, like, again, business professionals, network marketing professionals. Let me walk you very quickly how our simple system works. We have a program for what we call early adopters, people at 13.5% of the U.S. population, people that hear something, understand something, and see something early on. Tonight, what you would do is you would order a Modere home conversion kit. It's $599. Now, if you're asking why $599, fair question. We wanted you to be able to convert your entire home. So as you're socially marketing this and talking to people about this, you're talking to them not about just one product or 2 products, about the entire home conversion of our product. You'll be able to have them non-toxic, safe, healthy products in your home right away. You will not pay for your home conversion kit until September 1st. It also will not be shipped until then as well. And so a couple benefits of joining today. First of all, we have a pre-launch or pre-revenue recruiting tool. Most of you have heard or seen this video. You can either text or you can email it. You're going to get access to 3 unique codes. And then every time someone joins or you decide not to have them join, you're going to get access to 3 more codes that you can begin to either text or email out to your key people to share this information. Each person that joins, you'll make $100. So once you have 6 people that joined, you'll have your original investment of your Modere home conversion kit. You can begin to build your network today. On September 3rd, we're going to do a web launch. And in September, everyone's going to be incentivized to gain their first 10 customers. In fact, in September, when you gain 10 customers, we'll actually give you a 25% raise on all the work that you've done from today forward. So instead of making $100 per person, you'll make $125 per person in your very first check in October. So again, that's by getting your first 10 customers. Our goal is to have 1,000 social marketers lined up by September 1st. And then at the end of the month, as you can imagine some of those numbers, to have somewhere in the range of 10,000 customers in month 1. Now, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, folks. What happens is this. As we get more customers, it's going to be easier to share this as a business perspective with social marketers. As you get more social marketers, you're going to get a whole host more access to more retail customers. Now, another thing that we're doing for you tonight as part of our early adopter program, we basically want to reward you for being an early adopter. So we want to show you how you can times your income by 2. If you were to share this, just for example, let's say you shared it with 6 people, who they shared it with a team, their teams and some other folks came in and so on, and you were to build to a team of 150 people. I actually want to point out, if you actually could build to a team of 80 people, we actually will double your first check, 80 people that join your network. Your first check in our kickoff pre-launch event in October in Dallas will be $10,800. Now, here's the powerful thing about $10,800. It's not just the great income. However, that's a great, it's a great month's check. It's the great story that you've been able to write. You've been around people that said, "How's it going for you?" And you go, "Well, I know someone else is doing well." Can you imagine they said, "How's it going for you?" You go, "That's going pretty well." They go, "Are you making any money?" "Yeah, I'm making $1." "Well, how much are you making?" "Well, my first check was $10,800. Now, here's the power. What we'll actually do is double that first check. So your very first check in October will be $21,600. And again, the powerful story you've been able to create with that. For those of you who are on the line tonight and you're kind of like, wait a second, I'm a big thinker. I know how to do these things. I can build a team of people, no question about it. If you were to put together a team of 4 people that all hit the $21,600 check, in other words, they hit that themselves, your first check would be $51,000 with Modere. And again, it's part to reward you for being an early adopter and for helping us to share this vision with the world. We'll actually double that first check as well to $102,000. That'd be your first check in October. So today, what you want to do is you can have it to join us and hit the ground running. Begin getting out your codes. Text them to your key people. Email them to your key people. Begin getting this information out to your people. Again, folks, you get one shot in life to write a story. You get one shot to write a story about your health, one shot to write a story about your finances, one shot to write a story about your marriage and with your kids, one shot to write your own story. And this can be a fantastic new chapter. We'd encourage you tonight to make that decision, right? If this is too early for you, let's circle back on September 3rd when we have all the product line and we launch through the web launch with the products. And make a decision one way or the other. If this is the right time for you, decide to join with us. If this is not the right thing for you, that's okay. We sure appreciate your time and attention. But folks, make a decision tonight to either do more information or to gain some additional information, read over our blog and so on, or to decide to join with us. Folks, we're excited about where we're heading. We encourage you to be part of this with us, to get on the kind of the front end of this new movement with us. Again, by the convergence of 3 markets. Consumer packaged goods, products you're buying every single day and you have since you started buying products. The power of social marketing that network marketing provides. And then the power of new era retail. Those 3 trends and those 3 marketplaces have never converged before. So I want to leave you with this. We're not a better version of an Amway. We're not an Amway 2.0, which, by the way, that'd be a fantastic place to be. Amway's a $12 billion corporation. We're not a next version of Amway. Folks, what we are is the next version of a Gilt.com. We're 2.0 of a company like an Amazon.com eventually. In other words, you took the best of word of mouth and you combine word of mouth retail, new era retail, and you combined it with the jet fuel of an army of paid social marketers, people who will build networks of 6-figure and 7-figure and multiple 7-figure annual incomes. Folks, what we're doing again has never been done before. So we appreciate again your time and your attention tonight. We value it, and we look forward to getting your questions answered and to partnering with you to roll this new brand, this new disruptive model into the marketplace. Again, have a fantastic evening, and we'll talk soon.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call will be disconnected. Goodbye.